Alright guys, welcome back to Death from Above 40k. We've got another battle report for you here. We've got the Grey Knights taking on the Tyranids. It's going to be a bit of a psychic showdown. I'm going to be heading up my Grey Knights and Jakey boys come back to do some Tyranid action for me. So, we'll break down the armies. They're both at 1200 points. That's because I haven't painted any more Grey Knights since the last time they were on the channel. I have 1,000,001 projects, so just bear with me. We'll go through the lists and we'll get a battle report going for you. So we'll start with the Grey Knights. I'm running the Grey Knights. This is a patrol detachment. So in the patrol detachment, we'll go through it. So we've got Voldus at the front. Voldus is going to be doing the Dominus discipline, I believe it is. So he's going to have Armored Resilience, Empyrean Domination, and Warp Shaping. So basically, command point farming, being able to change the warp tide, and toughening up a unit if need be. He's also got his hammer and his stormbolter and everything. He's pretty bit of a beast in combat. Then we've got the Grandmaster in Nemesis Dreadnought. Now he's got the Sanctic Shard as his relic. He's got a Great Hammer, Demon Great Hammer. He's got the Gatling Cannon. He's got the Psi Cannon. Psychic powers. He's got what do we got? Sanctuary. And he'll be the Warlord with First to the Fray. So pretty much he's just getting in there, shooting shots, blowing things up and doing his thing. For troops, we've got a Strike Squad. They've just got swords and stormbolters. Gate of Infinity. Then we've got elites. We've got a Paladin Squad. We've got halberds and stormbolters. And then we've got Thunderhammer on the Paragon. They're going to have Hammerhand as their psychic power. Then we've got two Interceptor squads. They've both got Gate of Infinity. They've got 4 with falchions and stormbolters, 1 with the Demon Hammer, so identical, 2 of them. And then lastly in the army, we've got a Venerable Dreadnought with dual twin auto cannons. He's going to have Astral Aim for his psychic power. So he's just going to be sitting back, Dakar and things. So that comes in at 11 command points. As I said, the army's growing at the moment, so we'll get through it. We'll get more in there. Hopefully soon I'll have it up to 1,500 points and then we'll go from there. But we'll get on with the Tyranids for the moment. So that's 1,200 points, 11 command points. Tyranids, aliens, bugs. We've got a battalion for this one, so you'll get 12 command points to start with. So let's go through it. HQs, he's got 1, 2 Hive Tyrants. So this Hive Tyrant is just 1 on foot with monstrous scything talons and venom cannon. He's going to have the relic venom cannon. This one's going to be the Warlord. So he's got wings and he's got twin monstrous scything talons. He's going to have adaptive. He'll be the Warlord, and I think it's adaptive digestion because last time he used that, it pretty much means when he eats things he regains wounds. Now both of these Hive Tyrants are going to have Catalyst and the Horror as their psychic powers. So they'll either be giving Feel No Pain to something or just casting out Smite shenanigans. Alright, troops. The front, we've got 27 Homogaunts because Homogaunts. That was the points. Then we got 2 units of Tyranid Warriors with identical. They've got the Bone Swords, Venom Cannon, and Death Spitters. Then at the back, 1, 2, 3 Carnifexes. They've got the Heavy Venom Cannons and Death Spitters with Slimer Maggots, so just DAC effects to provide fire support. These guys will be using Jormungandr. I think I'm saying that right, so that means they get a better save throw, like they count as being in cover. So that's the 2 armies. Tyranids, Grey Knights. We'll see what happens. This should be a bit of psychic power throw down here, a bit of smite action. So we'll roll up a mission. We'll get back to you in a minute. All right, guys. Alright guys, we've rolled up a mission and it is No Man's Land, which is a pretty cool mission. So, objective wise, there's 1 in each deployment zone, so 1 under here. There's 1 there at the back. There's 1 in the centre, which is No Man's Land, and then there's 1 to each side of that. So all up 5 of them. Same as most missions, you get 5 points for holding 1. An additional 5 points for holding more than 1, and an additional 5 points if you hold more than your opponent holds, up to a maximum of 15 points per battle ring. Secondaries, we've both gone for the mission one, which is No Man's Land. So that means if you hold this one, You get the 5 points plus the amount of points per turn it is. So if it's turn 2, you get 2 additional points, turn 3, 3 additional points, so on and so forth. So the longer you hold it, you can just rack up some extra points. Then we both chose the same ones for the rest of the mission, which is attrition, which is just kill more than your opponent, because by the looks of things, everyone's coming in the center here, it's just going to get dirty. And engage on all fronts, because as you've looked at the objectives, they're all in different quarters, so you're going to have to spread out and try and take them. So it makes sense for both armies to take these, because you're trying to take the center, you're trying to cover the whole board, and you're trying to kill stuff. Good objectives. Alright, setup. So, for the Grey Knights, starting from the right hand side, just so you know too, all stuff's got to be on the board in this mission, so we've got no reserves, we're all on the table. We've got Nemesis Dreadnought here, we've got Interceptor Squad, next to them we've got the Paladins, coming back here, got the Dreadnought tucked away. Over here we've got Voldus with his Strike Squad in front of him, and then we've got another Interceptor Squad here, all sort of set up along this front, ready to go forward and take these center objectives, hopefully. There's a lot of bugs on the other side, so we don't know how that's going to pan out. Alright, so Jake's set up. Starting from the right, going across the left, he's got big fella with his Daka. We've got some warriors here. Big blob of Homogaunts, just all ready to obviously pour straight forward into that. So that's going to be a bit of a pickle. We've got Hive Tyrant, another Carnifex, Hive Tyrant, and then over on the other flank, he's got another Carnifex and the 3 warriors. So it looks like he's planning on doing the same thing, moving forward to these center objectives while holding the rear one. So at this current point, the Tyranids will be going first, because I'm giving Jake first turn, because I find sometimes in these objective games going second. He's happy to go first because he just wants to get in there and kill me. It'll give me a chance to adapt to what he's going to do. So we're going to be having Tyranids turn 1 first, and we'll get back to yours, and hopefully I still have some Grey Knights on the board. Obviously the Grey Knights are starting off with the cover rule, so we'll get back to yours in a minute. Alright guys, end of Tyranid turn 1. We've got some solid movement up the board, and he's killed some stuff and things. Alright, so what's happened? Carnifex at the back here, just moved to the side a bit to get line of sight down here. This Carnifex, same thing, just popped out of here. This one just moved forward. These warriors ran and got to that objective. Homogaunts ran and just took over this center board. These guys ran and got closer to here. And the 2 Hive Tyrants are following up behind the center. Psychic power wise, the only psychic power that was cast is they put Catalyst on these guys, so these all have Feel No Pain. So they're in cover and they got Feel No Pain, and there's nearly 30 of them, so that could be hard to remove. We'll see how we go. They're also going to be fearless because of the Synapse, so that's not going to be an easy remove straight off the bat, but we'll have to get in there and chop chunks. Kill power wise, so Venom Cannons absolutely everywhere, pretty much everything targeted over here. Killed 2 of these guys. Venom Cannons, heavy Venom Cannons are flat 3 damage, so every time I failed to roll, it just blew one away. So he killed 2 of my Paladins off the bat, but that's all he killed. It was just the big guns really that shot because they were in range. Everything else just sort of moved around. So that was first turn for the Tyranids. Good board control and good start to the game. Alright, we'll get on with the Grey Knights turn 1 and see if I can't answer this bug infestation. Alright guys. Alright guys, end of Grey Knights turn 1, and we have caused some slaughter and massacre in the Emperor's name. You're really going to like this if you're a Grey Knights player. You're probably not going to like it as much if you're a Tyranids player. So let's start with it. First things first, these guys move forward to here. Paladins walk forward. This guy walk forward. They jump forward up here. Voldus and these guys move forward. And of course, the Dreadnought stayed back here. Psychic power wise, it was mainly just a few smites over here, and the rest of it was actually denied by these guys here. So this guy didn't get like his shield off. These guys Hammerhand failed, and the rest of them sort of had the Gate of Infinity didn't do much. This guy got his psychic power off, so he was shooting psychic bullets through the walls. Shooting. This guy here shot over here and lit up the Carnifex was there and just boom, blew him out of his socks. See you champ, just absolutely lit him up with psychic bullets to the face. It's like just There you go, take that, bloody demon bug. These guys jump forward here. They shot all their bullets into these guys in here, but then they assaulted the warriors. Sorry, I had a mind blank there. Sorry, no, they didn't assault the warriors, they got shot. So the warriors got the crap smited out of them. Sorry guys, now we're on track. The warriors got the crap smited out of them, then these guys finished them off with their storm bolters. These guys shot their storm bolters into these guys. These guys shot their storm bolters into these guys, and these guys shot their storm bolters into these guys. They killed a bunch of them. They're fearless, and there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of them still in there. This guy, the big Nemesis Dreadnought, shot over here and took 6 wounds off the big bug. And these guys, as I said, with their bullets. Now in the assault phase, now that we're on track, these guys didn't assault at all. These guys and Voldus charged in here and killed a couple more of these guys, but didn't remove them because remember they got fearless and they got feel no pain. These guys failed their charge. And these guys charged into here and smashed the warriors. So we killed 2 units of warriors, a Carnifex, and a bunch of these bugs in here and took 6 wounds off that. So it was an absolute smashing first turn. Got 2 secondaries, which was kill more units than Jake, and also engage on all fronts, where you're in 3 different table quarters here. So, that's the end of the Grey Knight's first turn. Sorry about the jibber jabber, I got a bit excited there because it was going really well. But there's still plenty of big bugs left on the battlefield for Jake to retaliate with. So we'll see what he does in his turn too. We're off to a great start here in the name of the Emperor, but the bugs are still on the table. Alright guys. Alright guys, end of Tyranid 2, and alls I can say is, hooly bloody dooly, these guys just come back. Jake was all like, oh, you think you know how to kill units? Have a handful of your own dead units. Let's go over what happened, because this shit just got turned up to 11. Right, so first off, these guys stepped out from here, and with their death spitters, they dackered the shit out of this unit here and killed them. They used their big guns to fire over and kill, I think they got 2 of the paladins. Then this mad dog here shot over and killed another 2 of the paladins. Oh, sorry, 1 of the paladins, finishing off the unit. So that was 2 units dead. This Hive Tyrant ran in here and just mulched up those 5 guys that were there, killed the absolute crap out of them. This combat's just going on. Voldus killed a few more, but you know, didn't manage to do anything else. And then the Hive Tyrant flew in here, took 3 wounds off this guy, and then lost 6 in return. So it's a mortal battle. Big flapping wings going around, hammers flying, caw-caw, all that good stuff. So, at the end of Tyranid turn 2, Jake's definitely put himself back in the game. So he's killed 3 whole units in this turn and messed up some other units. Points-wise, he got 7 points for holding this because it was turn 2 and they're a troops choice. The guys that were here were in combat, but they weren't within 3 of this, so there was no contesting there, and obviously Voldus is a HQ choice. He also had this one back here, another 5 points, and he's in 3 different table quarters, so he got 2 points for that, so total of, he's on 14 points at the end of turn 2, so he's jumped ahead in points, smashed the snot out of my army, and left me in a position where I'm going to have to fight back really hard, because I've only got these 5 guys, Voldus, this guy over here in a Dreadnought now, so there you go. So we'll get on with the Grey Knight's turn 2. This has been an absolute slaughterfest. I'm a bit blown away on how many units have died just in the first couple of rounds. But we'll get on with the fight and see if we can't turn this around, because I've got a funny feeling this one's coming to a close pretty quick, guys. Alright, we'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, end of Grey Knight's turn 2, and we've hit back hard, but as hard as you can hit back with the models I had, I guess. This game has just been a slaughterfest, but I'm absolutely loving it. I love games like this where everything just gets annihilated and pumped. So let's go through what happened. Psychic power-wise, all of them were denied except for 1 over here. So I managed to deny all the psychic powers I tried. So it's always a, with Shadow in the Warp and other things like that, the Tyranids are very good counter Psychers, and they sort of counter Grey Knights quite well in that department. We got 1 smite off over here and did some wounds on this guy, and that was about it. So, that was about that. Movement, there wasn't a great deal. Shooting, this guy shot over here and lit up another dreadnought and blew him away. Just pow! That's 2 for 2. 2 turns, 2 carnifexes. He's here all day, people. And you think you can hide behind that building, champ? Well, this guy can shoot through buildings. Alright, over here, the combat between the big guy and the big guy, well, the 2 big guys, the bloody like Godzilla battles down here. The Hive Tyrant took 6 wounds off this guy, so he's down 9 wounds, but then got pumped in the face because we were just looking at the data sheet. And this guy's weapon skill doesn't go down. His attacks do, but not his weapon skill. And that hammer is serious business. Serious business. Alright, and then in here, Voldus finished off the rest of the gaunts in here because they no longer had Feel No Pain. And then, because the Feel No Pain catalyst was obviously on the big guy over here, these guys ran in and took a couple of wounds off this guy. So he's lost 6 from Smite and Combat. But then he smacked down 3 of them in return, so it was kind of an eye for an eye. But at the end of the battle round, we both killed 3 units each from each army, so no one gets those points. I had this objective and this objective, which racked me up 10, and then I was in table quarters again. We just measured it out. So we got that. So, 16 points, and Jake's on 14 points, so very close. So we're going into Tyranid turn 3. He's only got 2 units on the table, but if the rest of this is anything like what's been happening, that's gonna be brutal anyway. Alright guys, we'll get on with Tyranid turn 3 and see what happens. We're back in a minute. Alright guys, end of Tyranid turn 3. Wow. This has gone seriously just crazy. Anyway, we'll go through what happened. This guy didn't move. He shot everything into the big boy here and did a couple of wounds. So the Nemesis Dreadnought's only got 2 wounds left. The workhorse of the round was this Hive Tyrant here. So he did a smite and killed that unit. Then, as soon as he'd killed that unit, he charged in here and destroyed Voldus and just caused carnage. So I think at the end of this round, Jake is on 19 points. Because he's still holding this one back here. We're down to 2 units each. He's got a Hive Tyrant and a Carnifex. I've got a Nemesis Dreadnought and a Dreadnought. It's absolute carnage. So we're going to be going into Grey Knight's turn 3. See if we can close this up. Jesus, this is carnage. But just I don't know how many times I said carnage, but that's what it is. So I thought I had it in the bag earlier there, but he's just retaliated. Every time I hit him, he hits back. So we'll get on with Grey Knight's turn 3 and see if this guy can do something. Alright guys. Alright guys, end of Grey Knight's turn 3, and we finally have come to the end of the game. We've got ourselves a tabling. We've got a victory for the Grey Knights here. So, the start of the turn, another 5 points here, which takes the Grey Knights up to 23 points total. And what was Jake on total? I think 19 at the end there. Yep. So what happened? This guy, psychic powers off, shot over here, blew that Carnifex away. That is an absolute ripper of an effort. That's 3 turns, 3 Carnifexes. Successfully blew away a Carnifex a turn. This guy, ladies and gentlemen, is a bloody champion. Check him out. He's here all day. That's what he does. He guns down Carnifexes. This guy didn't even get into combat. He just moved from there to there. This guy, he doesn't actually drop that much statistic, like when he loses wounds. His ballistic skill was only 4 up and he still moved 6 inches. So he's quite, I was like, okay, even damage doesn't really slow this thing down. He managed to shoot the other Tyrant off the board. So shooting pretty much finished it. So he finally got Sanctuary off, which didn't matter anyway. And then, yeah. So at the end of the match, I'm giving man of the match, you know who too, this guy, all day. Daka for days. I love the look of it. I love this bloody auto cannons, mate. Get it in there, get it done. Jake said that he went with the Hive Tyrant on foot because just it consistently killed, I think it killed 1, 2 units, Voldus, and just caused havoc. So single-handedly that Hive Tyrant did a lot of damage. Maybe I should put a second one of these in. This is some extra shooting. Alright, There you go. Hopefully you've enjoyed this one. It was a bit of carnage, bit short, bit quick, but that happens sometimes in 40k, and that's why we play. Alright guys, stay safe out there, and we'll get back to you with a new report as soon as we can. And in the meantime, just think about this guy and all that he's just done. 3 Carnifexes, 3 turns. That's just magnificent shooting there, buddy. Keep it up. Alright guys, see you next time.